Welcome everybody to a very special interview here with Underground Magazine. Andrew here with Pofsky, artist, co-creator of Underground Magazine, Underground Studios, a ton of other things. We have a lot to dive into. We're talking underground to the mainstream. We're talking business. We're getting personal. We're doing a lot of awesome things today. But first off, how are you doing today, man?
I'm chilling, man. How are you?
Doing good. This is really the first time really that we've ever done an on-camera, one-on-one interview with me and you ever. In over 5-6 years of doing Underground.
Crazy, actually wild as fuck, for real. So yeah, I'm blessed to have, obviously just have done all this with you, bro. So it's just long overdue, you know what I'm saying?
It is. It's very long overdue. It's an honor to be a part of your whole drop, your current release, your rollout. You know, it's something really cool. We see a lot of different artists putting together rollouts and doing drops, and you know, I haven't seen one that really lived up to this. You've been planning this for a long time, right? And so we have a lot to touch on, but let's start off with UTTM, Underground to the Mainstream, right? That's what your focus really is music-wise right now. It has been for a long time, right? Just to set the stage a little bit, this is really your third project, your third album that you've ever dropped. Dynamic. That was probably almost 10 years ago or 10 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Probably 2016.
Yeah.
Rhythmic. That was really right when I started getting involved with you. That was like 2019.
Yeah, we made it in 2018. Yeah.
And then here, 2025, we have Underground to the Mainstream. Really the first album you've dropped, like we were talking a little bit before, as an adult, as somebody that's like, you know, moved out of your parents' house. This is really your first album since we've really done Underground. Yeah. So, you know, a lot of places to start, but let's talk about the name first off. Underground to the Mainstream. Where did that initially come from? When did that phrase first kind of come to your head? Do you remember?
I don't remember the exact time, but I know that I was working at a dispensary out in Malibu at the time, and when we had really talked about the idea of creating the magazine for the project, and I think that around that time, you know, about probably 3 years ago is when just the concept came to me. And, you know, I've always tried to be like clever with the words when it comes to rapping and shit, and I wanted to have like a dope concept to my album always, you know, and as at that point, it was probably only about 2 years into Underground, so we were like really full, you know, knee deep in Underground at that point. So I think it just came to me like Underground to the Mainstream, like especially just kind of chasing this new sound that I'm working on with like the R&B and pop and more of like the melodies. I think it has potential to be like more mainstream, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that's where it also came to me. Like I'm getting away from just kind of rapping as much and more of that underground, you know, stigma per se, right? Which I really grew up on, a lot of that old school rap and everything.
That's cool you say this, because I never even really realized, like, of course, Underground to the Mainstream has the meaning of just underground getting bigger, yourself getting bigger, right, into that more mainstream. But you're right, the sound that you've developed, that you've gotten to up until this point, has gotten more in that pop almost, right? Like, tell us a little bit more about kind of that evolution. Like when we first really linked up, you were in that peak trap Pofsky.
Yeah, I was rapping. Like, I love rapping. You know, I grew up rapping. Like I'm always going to be a fan of hip hop and everything. Like I grew up a lot on New York music. It's funny, and then I got bigger onto LA music as we started getting more in the culture and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, I also got really inspired by singing and stuff like that, and so it was just fun to test myself and keep pushing those boundaries. And then it was like, oh shit, like how much further can I take that, and how much nicer can I get? And working with different people, it's really collaborative when you're doing more R&B stuff. And so yeah, I'm really I really like to work with people in a collaborative way, because it just brings the best out of me. And like I'm not the type of person that's like, I don't want to hear what you have to say. Like I want all the opinions I can get from the right people, you know, so I can level up and I can try new things. And like I'm kind of like a doer. Like I got to do it to really learn it and to take it on to my next thing. So
That's hard to make that transition kind of right from like just rapping to the actual singing. It takes a whole different
For sure.
range of talent. And like, so people know it wasn't just like overnight, all of a sudden you're just kind of more in that singing vibe. It was that kind of slow process through hundreds of studio sessions, 20 probably plus engineers you've probably been with at least for some point in time.
Maybe not that many. Like, I mean, I've worked with a ton, but I've kind of stuck to like, I've probably had like a cool like 3 to 5 that I've worked with in that time that have really been there, It's funny, I just thought of when we did the interview to Rhythmic, because you did all the Rhythmic interviews with GM, Charlie, Mikey, everyone, you know what I'm saying? And I remember talking about, implementing melodies into the album then, and like that was the first exposure to it. And I had a song called Lovesick on there that I hate to listen to now because it just isn't up to par with where I'm at now. But it's like, yeah, that's when I started getting melodic. And so you could look at that. It's like, yeah, 5-6 years of me like learning how to use auto-tune and learning how to use my voice. And then even now just performing with the live auto-tune just took it to a whole nother level. So yeah, the singing shit is fun. And like, even with the pop, like type of music, it's more like a style of writing, even less of like the sound of it being poppy, but more like the repetitiveness of certain things and the structure of the way that you write it. So I really took that approach on certain songs, like One Time, for example, or Pressure, and just really made sure we had our pre-hooks and our hooks and then our second part to the hook. And it was all really like just dialed in, you know what I'm saying?
How did you like did somebody like show you, or how did you kind of pick up on just how to kind of go about structuring songs like that in this way?
I don't know. I think like, yeah, nobody really showed me in particular. I think I just peeped that from listening to a lot of music, and just kind of like being a student of this shit and starting to listen to a lot more. Like even growing up, listening to like Chris Brown, for example, like he doing a lot of different kind of shit with rappers, R&B. He might touch the Afro stuff. He might go way pop over here. So I'm into artists like that, who really got like a wide range. But then there's still like he could go rap, you know what I mean, at the same time. So I fuck with that.
I think like a big thing like you had brought up in terms of like a factor in getting your sound to where it is right now is collabing with other people, working with people. I can think of certain artists that you've started involving more in your like music making process, like December, for example, who's somebody that is like a very talented artist. Charlie, you've been working with for a long time on that same vibe. Let's talk a bit about more of the people involved with this album, right? I know that Chxp was somebody that was big in terms of really locking in on the sound, the creativeness of the album. Who else had a big impact on this?
Yeah, well, I would say just to kind of break it into tiers, like, yeah, Chxp, pretty much did most of the album. He did like 6 of the 8 songs. GM had done another two of the songs. So GM did Planet Love and Decisions, and then Chxp did the rest of them. And it's funny because Planet Love, I had that for like a year.
Okay, that's the oldest song
technically. That's definitely the oldest song on the album, yeah. And I always knew I liked it, you know what I'm saying? Like we all loved it early on. And like something early I got from it was like, oh, you need to add more backgrounds and stuff. So that's where the idea kind of came too, of working with more people in this way, like December, Charlie, Hannah, who did the backgrounds, on this album, because they can just take it to different levels. And actually the homie Danny, who did the keys on the album, he recommended I get a female involved. And Hannah was on Rhythmic, so was Charlie. And then December and I've been building a relationship for a while, like you said. So they made sense as my 3 background singers because I just had great relationships with all of them. And then it's funny because adding Hannah on there as the background singer, like, just took it to a whole nother freaking world, dude. Like, crazy. So that was wild. But yeah, shout out to Chxp, shout out to GM, shout out to Zuma as well. I actually recorded Pressure with Zuma, you know what I'm saying? Like we were on live stream. I was going over to this app called Big O for like a couple months. Shout out to the homegirl Celeste, brought me over there, and I was going on live just cooking up. And I probably only did like 5 or so sessions over there. But they were taking care of me to be there. It was a cool situation. And I'm cooking up on live, like literally. And so I made One Time with Chxp over there, and I made Pressure with Zuma over there, which is like two of my favorite
Nice.
songs.
I didn't know that.
And I was on live with like hundreds of people that were actually like engaging. I'm asking them if they like it. I definitely have footage of that still somewhere. I got to go find it. But I was posting it on IG at the time. It was lit. So like, there's just been so many layers to it. But yeah, Zuma, you know, more up and coming. So we cut it, but then I did end up taking it to Chxp just to really keep that cohesion. But Zuma's been grinding like crazy, and I'm hella proud of him as well to just see how much he's elevated. I'm actually performing at the Novo tomorrow, and he's DJing.
Oh,
Feel me? Because he ended up engineering the record with me and the homie. So yeah,
Shout out Zuma.
yeah, Zuma's a real one. Like been in my corner a long time. Same with GM. Same with Chxp.
Yeah, it's a lot of like, there's some kind of new faces part of the album, but
Yeah.
it is like people that have been part of previous albums of yours. Like you
Yeah.
said, Charlie, Hannah, their vocals are on Rhythmic, you know.
Yeah.
Charlie, I met Charlie the first day we ever did any underground stuff. You know?
Yeah, literally. Even the homie Sean Kells, he played sax on the album. We did like some live shit with him before with Danny, who I met Danny through Charlie. So it's all pretty tight knit. The homie Jamichael, who played flute on here, I got referred him through Danny. And then another friend named Danny, shout out to Vader, referred me, the homie
Nice.
Danny, who played guitar. So we had two Dannys, two Seans. Shout out to the other Sean, Space Cadet Sean, who's the main producer on the album, you could say. He produced like 4 of the 8 records.
Okay.
And then you have Chxp made These Days. You got Zaytoven made Sexpectations. You got James K, who made Always Been You. And then I think that's pretty much it. And then Sean did the rest of them.
Let's talk
Oh,
about
and then the outro they actually made from scratch in our session.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was crazy. All the instrumentalists played a guitar, keys, sax, and flute. All original live. That's the outro. And we built a choir on it with the background singers.
The outro might be my
So-
favorite on the whole album, honestly, just because it is
Yeah.
very unique, authentic. It has that made from scratch feeling. you
And it's
know?
like throwback. Like it's me rapping again. I'm not doing any melodies on it yet. Like I still got to finish it, so I might go back and add a little to it. That's the last thing. Like as of today, the album is like 95% done, which is like insane because just been working on it, like working on all this new music for like a year at least. But then like for years before this, I had the concept and I had been working on other music that I thought was going to be the album for years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but shout out to everybody that was on the project. You know what I'm saying? December as well, especially just went on tour together. So yeah, just really good relationships. Like I'm not really just working with random people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really tight knit. Also, shout out to Casey Family. He wrote Always Been You. Shout out to Donnie Solo. He wrote my verse on Sexpectations. December and him wrote the hook. Casey wrote a verse on Planet Love. So, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much the rest of it I wrote, though. So I got a little help. Zaytoven want to try to take to the moon, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's talk about this, right? So this is a big one. You know, being part of AZ Chxp's album is a huge milestone.
Yeah.
Like checkpoint, I think. This
sure.
takes it to a whole other level too, you know, really having a premier producer, really part of this, an original cooked beat. Tell me a bit about kind of what exactly he did on Sexpectations. Obviously, I already know you went out to Atlanta, everything, but give the people a little bit of backstory on how that came to be.
Yeah, fuck. I mean, you know, it's just a testament again, and like we'll talk about it in this conversation, just to what Underground has brought to me as well. And I'm forever just thankful for you allowing me to be a part of this, and for me to be able to go out there and kind of scout out getting Zaytoven to be a part of the mag and getting him to do a camp with us, right? And obviously we just executed these things on high levels, went to Atlanta to do the photo shoot and interview. Like this shit wasn't normal. That was like pretty much our biggest thing we did.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And so like, yeah, just to like know that I brought that to the table for us is like just so dope and shit. And then to see us have executed it the way we did is legendary. And then like all I could hope, just like AZ Chxp, you know, AZ Chxp, we worked on the magazine with him and we did multiple shows with him and I didn't bring up music at all. And then he told me outside of our show, we did at Los Globos, yo, let's work. And that's what turned into me being on his album, right? And with Zaytoven, I did cook up a little bit that first day when we were in Atlanta. And so he kind of peeped it. And,
yeah, patchwork.
you know what I'm saying? So as I got older, not as afraid to really just be upfront about what it is. And I feel so confident in the music now that I'm like, I gotta put myself on. Nobody else gonna do it for me, you know? So especially once it's like, boom, he's locked in, we doing underground shit, like it's locked in, then cool, like we can do whatever now, you know?
Yeah, I
So
always feel like you've been good at that, at like being pushy, but not over pushy. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like you find a good balance at knowing the right times to bring things up, knowing how to attack things, like whether it's business for the magazine or more business for you as an artist. Like something, I always find it kind of funny. I feel like whenever you do another interview,
mm,
one of the questions people always ask is like, yeah, like how do you know when to like split the role, right?
yeah,
And like I always like I never even thought of that question for you because it you really are like Pofsky's both. I
yeah,
really think, you know, it's not like, you know, sometimes maybe you are wearing more of the mag hat or wearing more of an artist first hat, whatever, but like you really encompass both. And I think that's really cool for me to see that you're named the album this, that
yeah,
you've mentioned me in songs, things like that. You put, you know, you really put underground on, which is like really cool
fuck
to
yeah.
see, you know, but taking it to kind of, I guess, going back to that question, you know, as you're getting older and you're seeing, you know, we're doing a lot more with underground. We think about all the people we've met in the last 5 years since you've had a last album drop. How does it feel now that you're dropping this album? And I would assume it's going to be the album of yours that gets heard the most, people are really going to listen to. As a more experienced artist, you know better how to roll out your album. Like, I know you're excited, but kind of what else are you anticipating kind of for this drop?
Yeah, I mean it's crazy because I've just been like so locked in on the music, and normally I've like always just been really big on the rollout, right? And like something I'm really excited about is the magazine that we're gonna make for the freaking album, and I think that's gonna be really special. Um, but yeah, I'm like now just done with the music finally. Like I had on my notes, just finish the outro, finish the outro. Finally, it's just done. I don't need to worry about it anymore. Like in terms of my writing, just have one more
Yeah.
session, tidy it up. So a lot of weights off my shoulders now of like finishing that to where now the next steps are pulling up on the right people to show them the music. You know, I would definitely want to get some help with this project and really take it to that next level. And just talking about underground to the mainstream, it's like to really get to that mainstream level, you need a push. You need a big major push, you know what I'm saying? And that doesn't need to be from a major label, but you know, from people that are experienced and stuff more so, and now have the relationships and a little more, you know, resources and things to play with, so we can make it make sense. But yeah, I think what I'm most excited for, and then I could get into other things, is the magazine that we're gonna make for it, and then the live show that I'm gonna do with the band and all that. I think it's gonna be really special. I know it's gonna be really special, and I know people are gonna really connect with me more, like at that point, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm kind of like almost just starting over in a sense, like with this. Like I feel like this is just like the new, like a
It's a new
great
chapter.
opportunity, yeah, for me to just run this up. Like these are 8 songs that I feel so good about. I could not drop another song all year, although I'm still gonna keep dropping new music too. But like keep pushing these records to the moon just because I feel so good about them. And like content wise, I've just stacked up. My phone's just full of content for this album right now. It's going to be months before this comes out, so it's like it's really ahead, and that's what I think is most exciting. Is like I'm not rushing the
It's
process. It's
organized.
organized, yeah, and like you know, for example, like I did just go on tour, right? So I believe we're going to be going back on tour. That'll be a great thing to just help push the album. Festival we got this month. That's going to be a huge thing for me to just push. This Sexpectation is going to drop this month to
Were you
pair with
playing
that.
Sexpectations at every show with Stephen G?
Yes,
Nice, nice.
absolutely.
How was the vibe with it?
It was good, honestly. I really thought people liked it, and I only did like one verse on there, so I'm excited to just do the whole song. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
and have it be out and just like really just go hard with it. But yeah, it was fun. It was my first time performing with live auto tune, so it was interesting and it was a little different for me. But
Shout out Chop, right?
yeah,
Helped you get that right.
big shout out to Chop, Motionless, A Trey went all on the road with me. You feel me? So yeah, we got a couple more dates to do with Stephen G, and that's just gonna go crazy. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, Sexpectations. Just thinking back to that, you know, experience and everything with Zaytoven. I mean, just knowing the right time and the right opportunities to be like, all right, let's really do this, right? And it was important for me to go to Atlanta again to link with him. You know, I'm sure I could have just gotten sent a beat, but like I wanted to pull up on him and build that relationship and start to really get more familiar with a different region, you know, and build some relationships out there and just get some familiarity, film some content, right?
And it's not the same if you just had him email you some shit.
Nah.
You know that. Sure, yeah, you'd have a Zaytoven beat at that point, but like it's different.
Yeah,
It's different.
you know, and it's cool. Like, and he keeps it real with me, you know. So like, that's pretty dope to have like a really big person like that just actually fucking with me and showing love and down to drop and everything. And I got some cool ideas for what I can do with that marketing wise. And yeah, you know, I really plan to hit it hard. And like, I'm just assembling my team correctly to where we can make the right plan with just the whole PR rollout and just the content. I mean, I think that's everything is the content nowadays, you know. But then just getting people to pull up and pay for a ticket to my show, which comes with a magazine. And if I could sell 100, you know, magazines, and that includes extra music that didn't come on my album and fun things. I mean, now I got 100 real fans at that point that are willing to spend bread with me. And that's like a huge goal. You know what I'm saying? So different things like that, bro. But
something I want to ask is like, you know, it's been, as we've brought up, like it's been a while since you dropped an album. You've been consistent with just like EPs, singles, tapes with Dio, tape with Casey, tape with Donnie.
Solo.
Yeah, you know. But
Facts.
why, like, what was it about just kind of now, this summer, that got you ready to be like, okay, by the end of this year, this album's coming out? Like, what was it?
Yeah, it was really like earlier this year. Like, it was just finally when I started making the music that was like, okay, this is really it right here. You know what I'm saying? It was a feeling. Like, Planet Love, like I said, I had it for a while, but it was like only one. It was like an Easter egg that I just had. And then I think I made One Time, or I made Pressure, and like it was right around the time I was going on that live stream. It's so random. Maybe I should start making more music on live, because I literally made 2 great songs on there. Like,
tell us a little bit about like your decision to get personal on this project. Like, you talk about different things, from like getting sent out to boarding school when you're in high school, having that experience, all the way to something with like a literal unborn sister. Right? Like, tell us a little bit more about those things, and even just why this project and this time was when you decided to share these with everybody.
Yeah, I've always felt like through my career that I never was super personal in my music. I mean, growing up, I was, I guess, a little more like would write to be expressive. But then as I got a little older, I was just more like kind of having fun with the music, you know? And I think as I started to develop a little more of a name, like I've never really given people that side of me at all. And certain people might know, but I doubt that most people know too much personal stuff about me, you know? So I just feel like in the music, that's like really an important thing to do, especially as I'm wanting to push through this barrier, is just to be open and just to kind of speak on some things about my past that are important to me, and different things that I went through that were significant, right? And like that
Just
boarding
being a more
school,
mature artist.
yeah, for sure. And like that boarding school shit was crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to think back to, I was very young, I was 14, went to boarding school in freshman year.
This was like from Newberry, you got kicked out?
Not like kicked out, but like my mom's just sent me, kind of thing.
Okay.
So it had nothing to do like with the school, you know what I mean? Like, I ended up getting expelled from another school later on and coming back to Newberry, you know what I'm saying? But it had nothing to do with the school. It was really just because, you know, my parents were just going through it. Like, they got divorced when I was like 12 or something, like pretty young, 13 or something like that, maybe younger. And like that shit really fucked with me, you know, and I was like pretty angry about it, obviously. I don't really know why and stuff. And so it was just a pretty tough time. And my mom was going through it, and there's a lot of family stuff going on. And so that kind of sent her to do that, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, it was a crazy time, man, for real. I went to a boarding, or so like it's called a wilderness therapy like program. Okay. And then you're supposed to go like to those for like 8 to 10 weeks. And that's like nothing. Like, you're in the wilderness for real, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
no
phones, like not your regular clothes, like they give you other clothes, like
no bat toilets.
Like not like little like sheds, you know? Like I say in there, I'm like, thinking back to Born Soul, took them cold showers. Like you had to go take these showers in these little like sheds, these like garden sheds, and they're like freezing cold, bro, every time, bro. And I swear to God, the reward when you left was to go get a warm fucking shower in this little like, in like their little office thing. It was fucking just bizarre, bro. But
That's weird, actually.
so random. Like, all right, you could go get a warm shower. Like you out here, like, all right, cool.
And you being like an only child too, dealing with like a divorce, you know,
Yeah.
you don't have that sibling to kind of fall back to, you know, like that definitely worsens it.
And honestly, I was just so young. Like I talked about getting expelled from high school later, you know, that was after the fact. I was honestly exposed to some pretty wild shit. And I think that's what my mom didn't really think about, was like the fact that I was going to be around a lot of kids that were like more 16, 17. Because once you're 18, you weren't there. That was like for minors, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was 14. I was like the youngest kid there, you know? Maybe like the second youngest kid there or something. So like,
Are you still in touch with anybody from there?
yeah, shout out to my boy Nick Monaco. Feel me? I think you met him before.
I think I have.
He was at Red Room a couple times. I don't know if it was that time, but yeah, Nick Monaco, and I'm moving out here. Shout out Nick. Feel me? That's good, homie. Feel me? Yeah, like for real, we stayed in touch all this time.
Since I've known you for like the last 5-6 years, I feel like you've gotten gradually like more spiritual in that way, you know. Would you agree with that?
For sure.
What's kind of led you to that? Like, how would you kind of describe your spirituality like at this point in time?
I feel like my mom, like, you know, growing up, she really just like put it on me, like, you know, different books like The Four Agreements, or just different things like that, The Secret, you know what I'm saying? Like just different things that are about the law of attraction, where I ended up reading them later on in life. And then, I don't know, I think just as I've grown older, I just really just believe on that kind of real simple, like just what you do, what you put out comes back, you know? And I just believe that with us and what we're doing. And even like just when we have days when we're like locked in the studio or in our office and we're like really intentionally like trying to get sales or get stuff done, like more happens. Mm-hmm. We just get bookings that just come in or just shit, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And like it's like weird because it's like, what the fuck? Or like, you know, you think of something and then it happens, or you call, I don't know, you know, just weird shit. Like, so, and even just too, bro, like something I say on the outro again, like I've done the impossible a few times, multiple times at this point. Like some could say that just a lot of the things that we've done are just pretty impossible to a lot of people, especially at our time and age and everything, and just making the type of shit happen that we've made happen, you know? Mm-hmm. And that's why it makes me realize, oh shit, I could do the next thing like easily, you know? Because I've already jumped over this hoop to get to this. So it's like, I know what I'm capable of, and I know that like I've felt uncomfortable. I remember Rosecrans Vic back in the day would have me go to an event and send me up there, and like he couldn't make it through, but I would still go, and I was mad nervous to go by myself. And now I pop out to an event by myself and run into 15 people I know, or know the mag, or know me, and I don't even know them and shit. Like it just, you know what I mean? So we really came up, like.
We have.
And it's really inspiring, like just to me, especially as an artist, like you feel like you want to quit sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And like the shit gets really hard. It feels like some days it feels like you're doing all this, like you feel like the man, and then another day you down and you feel like no one's fucking with you. And then it's everything in between every day, and you got to live with that, you know? And so it's tough. It weighs on you, man, you know what I'm saying? But it's like those high points that you have that you like remind you what's possible, you know?
Yeah, and you've had like a lot of good high points over these last, even just, let's just look at the last like year or so. The tour of Stephen G, a lot of those Ventura Music Hall shows have been crazy.
Yes.
The Novo, you know, a lot of big milestones. Observatory, you did probably a little over a year ago, but yeah, you know, you've done a lot of different cool big venues. Just, I know your mind is very focused on this album, getting it out, certain kind of short-term stuff, but where do you kind of see 2026 going with Pofsky in terms of your music? Like what is a next hoop, or what is a next goal that you might be thinking of? I know you're thinking of things.
Yeah, for sure. I think that you know, maybe doing a remix to Light It Up could be really cool. I think that
would be cool.
You know what I'm saying, that stood out as my biggest song. It almost is at 1 million streams. I think that could be really dope to like try to run it up to 1 million, and then like once it hits that M, then really drop the remix, like really intentionally try to run it up. Maybe do a I don't know, yeah, another campaign or just do some new content to it and shit like that to just push it back up, whatever.
Yeah, you could always just do content to it.
You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't done any content to it in a long time, so definitely could do that. Yeah, I think maybe bringing back that trap Pofsky if I ever want to do a rap tape, I think that could be fun to play back on that and everything. And at this point, I've got some cool little series that I've made, especially if I bring that back, so I could run with it crazy. I mean, yeah, I think really, man, just I'm not even thinking too far out with it right now. I'm just thinking about just making the music the best it can be. And then now that that's done, just giving myself the proper time to just plan this fire rollout and fire presentation, and then really just do the right legwork with the right people that know what they're doing as well. And like, do the PR and get on the interviews and get on the blogs and, eventually probably put out a Sexpectations remix, which would be really dope. And just work the fuck out of this album, and like really, I think as well, just to be clear, like, I'm still really figuring it out and finding my audience. And I think that's the biggest thing that I'm trying to do is just really finding my audience on a broader scale and, what is relatable about me. And I think obviously like the relatable things are underground and how I can relate and help artists in that way and give knowledge and game and different things that I've experienced and things that we do for clients, right? Like, so I think that's a big thing that I want to lead into. I had a great call with James K the other day about all this, and it's really less about the music and more about you as a personality, right? And that's why I like the live stream thing that we're doing, and that's why I like just doing more things like we're doing with Creative Sounds, right? And just if you weren't going to be there, I was going to host it, right? Like just doing these different things to just really like be in front of things, right? And just really running that personality up and like just seeing myself as a brand and starting to look at it in a broader way, just like we're doing with the businesses, hiring the right people, implementing the right digital marketing, the right campaigns, budgeting, all those things. And like, I'm trying to do all that myself to where hopefully one day, I'll have the right people that'll be down to fucking help me with that. But you got to kind of do it until like, you got to show and prove, just like we've done with the magazine and, just like I've been doing forever. So
do you see yourself taking like a break from the studio for like a good little chunk of time or what?
Like recording wise?
Yeah, recording.
Yeah, I could see myself taking a break from recording for a little bit. I'll probably like I have a session with Casey Veggies coming up. Like that'll be dope to work with someone who I look up to, right? So like any of those opportunities, it's accessible to me now, right? So we can do that. But yeah, like what's the point? I don't really need to keep just cooking up. I really want to lock more in on the marketing plan and everything and really do a lot of content and just go dumb. But yeah, it's like an itch, like as an artist, you just want to be in the studio to create.
Yeah.
It's like fun. And it's like also, if I am going through something, I might want to get that off a little more in the music or something. So
Good.
yeah.
Something that will technically be over by the time this comes out, but you'll be a part of here in August is the No Label Tour, right? Your first festival is another bucket list thing that you're able to check off this year amidst the UTTM rollout.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome, right? We got a lot of big people in that lineup. People that I know you're a big fan of. Kaylin for real. Shorty, and the list goes on for real. What are you most excited about? I know that you're going to be obviously getting your own spot. You're going to be performing. You got a special guest. I don't know how much you want to give away. Again, this will be out by it'll be over by the time this is out. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited as fuck, man. Shout out to Enos. Shout out to JR. Shout out DJ Trill, you feel me? Shout out to you for also just being down to be a part of the whole thing. I think that us being there as a brand is going to be major, and I'm excited to see what we do with that as well. And the interviews and all the content, everything for Underground, I think could be so dope. We could do an installation like this there. You know what I'm saying? Literally, that's the type of thing I want to see us. This is like a example of what we can do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to see how that goes. But yeah, I got my first festival coming up on the main stage, like with all these big artists. So it's going to be huge. Like, I know we got some other people who are going to be there that will be on the other stage. And so it's just, it'll be dope to go support them and everything. Really to be up there with these big people just makes me feel like just a part of it. You know what I'm saying? First of all, like really just in the culture and just reminding me that what I'm doing is working and it's right and that we can do it and all that. And yeah, I'm ready to get up there, give that energy, have a killer set. Like at this point, I know what I'm doing with the auto tune. I'm rocking with the live auto tune tomorrow at the Novo.
Do you already know just what you're doing for?
I don't. I need to like get it together because I've just been so locked in on the album, and I already knew it was gonna get tight with everything I'm trying to do. Like you already know, bro. I'm always trying to do so much. So, but I think also when I came back from tours, when we kind of slowed down on certain things, and when I came back from tours, when I like really centered in on just like
I gotta get this album done.
yeah, like right now, like every week we're in there, me and Chop. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, it's gonna be legendary. I can't wait to be up there and go crazy. Special guest wise, I've been talking to some friends, some cool friends. Let's see what goes down. You know what I mean? Everybody's very busy people, so I don't want to say anything and have it not happen. But I think that we're gonna have some dope ass shit go on. Nonetheless, I'm gonna come with that fucking energy. And we're going to have a good time, probably take some mushies after I perform. You feel me? Just run around and kick it and just really soak that in. And, like, our media team is going to just be deep that day, just get so much content of everything for us, of me performing, you know. Yeah, that's one of the moments that just reminds you, like, all right, we can really do this. And, like, we could fucking throw a show like that one day, you know what I'm saying? Like a festival, like, that's also my dream. So just to be a part of it on a partnership level and really be in there as a business, as an artist, you know what I mean? Like what you were saying earlier, bro, I appreciate that because that's how I see myself and that's how I want people to see me is like a Rick Ross or something, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a business fucking artist at the end of the day. And so that's how I want people to see me and that's how I'm always going to portray myself and I'm going to make sure that I'm representing that and inspiring other people to also do that because you shouldn't just do music. Like it's hard to be really profitable off of just music, and anybody who's successful in music is also doing other things to make money.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
I recommend that to anybody, and that's been my biggest thing that's helped me as an artist is having Underground Magazine and you know, just elevating with it and just me as an artist. It's like now, and not even as an artist, as a brand. Like I represent both things, and so it's just like that's what I recommend to anybody is just to build their like resources and their things that they can help and offer other people, so they can make genuine relationships and actually then do things that could benefit you as an artist, but actually be really benefiting over here too, and all that, you know.
Yeah, that is really true. You know, being part of the business world of the like underground music scene, like, is really what ties you to a lot of people and connects you with people, shows your name out there, and like it does a lot of cool things, you know. It's like, and the fact that you hit both, you know, coming from that aspect, coming from the artist aspect, like it's proven to help in many areas, you know.
There's only like one other person I could think of, which it's funny because I said it on his platform. I'm like, there ain't nobody else. I was turned up on AD shit. Shout out to AD because I really said it on his shit, and he was like, "Nah, go ahead." Like he let me pop my shit. But he's like the only other person I could think of that's really like an upcoming artist that has like a platform. Like in retro, he's not like a mainstream fucking rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's like an underground rapper for sure, but he's way bigger with his platform. You know what I'm saying? For sure. And he's fucking going crazy with that, and that's something to be proud of, you know. And I think that me and him stand in that category damn near. Like I can't really think of many other artists who got serious platforms out here.
Yeah, you're right.
That are on the come up.
A lot of other people, like you said, they have other businesses. Maybe they're invested in like a weed company. They got studio investments or whatever.
Yeah.
But
YG got a podcast, but if it's YG. Like, come on. Yeah. I'm talking upcoming people in LA really putting on. Let me know. Somebody else, me, AD, and that other person got to make an album.
So something that you've talked about a couple times is content, right? Obviously, when we're talking to people for the magazine, we're stressing and emphasizing the need for content. Everyone kind of knows that at this point. But you do a great job of getting content consistently, good quality. Tell some of the people at home, just some of the people that you've been working with on content. Like, I know obviously Gio, Gavin, Dev, like who are some of the people that you trust, maybe not only just for video, photo, but just even creative design wise? Like, who are people on that creative team for you?
Yeah, for me, my creative team, definitely shout out to Dev here, new addition to Underground, right? But definitely killing shit for us. So shout out to Dev. Shout out to Gavin. Shout out to Motionless, Noah, Tikas. Noah and Tikas, they do more photos, right? Gavin, Dev, Motion, they doing really both, but more video for me typically, right? That's where we more highlight. Damian Bruce on the creative direction, you feel me? GOAT. Here since day one in the Underground issue 1 mag. I mean, fuck, what more could you ask for? You feel me?
Names on the cover.
Yeah, Damien is a certified Underground fucking GOAT.
Damian Bruce.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, for me, I would recommend to people, like, the biggest thing beyond just getting consistent and keeping your quality high in your content is really getting creative. I think Casey Family did a great job at that, you know? Creating concepts, really executing them. Even, for example, when I did Who's Splashing, and it's a song, and then we could do a basketball game and do little shit on the mini hoop content to go with it. Like, things that can kind of be cohesive in your rollouts and clever and creative. And I have some really fun content that we've shot in the studio here that we're going to use for the album that I'm really excited about, a couple things in particular. And yeah, it doesn't have to be, I mean, I think being realistic, you're in 2025, you don't really need to shoot a full music video for every song anymore. I mean, I'll definitely do some full-length music videos for this album, certainly. But short-form content for every song. Like, I should have 50 pieces of content for every song, you know?
Yeah, and something
before
that
I drop.
You stress is it doesn't always need to be performance stuff. You know, that real-life shit is really what does get people liking social media content.
Yeah, whether it be stories about talking about regular things, whether it be talking more personal, inspiring, educational, motivational, all these different things, you know? So yeah, and then obviously the music is the entertaining one. So it's like most of us artists are just, we're trying to over-entertain, you know what I'm saying?
Overflow with that.
Yeah,
high
and like,
quality performance cuts.
Yeah, nobody cares really, like, at this point. So how do you get them to care? And like, I think I've done a pretty good job at getting a good amount of people to care about what I'm doing, and especially tying it with the mag and everything and this whole rollout. I can see it for sure, but I can see a lot of the other things I need to do, and I think it's important as well. Like, as an artist and as a business and everything, you can't act like you know it all. Like, you got to be open to hearing things from different people that you trust. One, and two, just being honest with your fucking self about what you're really doing, what you could be doing better, where you're lacking, and being willing to be open-minded, you know? I think that's huge for me. I think that's going to be a big reason why I grow and take it to the mainstream, because I'm willing to listen to other people and hear what they have to say and everything, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, there's so many kinds of content. You just got to get creative, have fun, you know what I'm saying? Remember why you're doing this. Like, I've had times where I've been doing this music shit or the business shit, and it just is super draining, and it feels like, you know, you get burnt out, and it's like, you just got to remember to have fun with it. You got to remember why you're doing it, and enjoy it and execute your ideas. Like, you know, sitting here in the set right now and the other day doing the photo shoot, I mean, it's just like unbelievable feeling, because I've literally had it in my mind for just years, and it's like executing that, right? That was the album cover and magazine cover, you know, so it's all cohesive there. And it's like, people have told me a million things, like, oh, you should just do singles, and I did singles forever, but ultimately people will still probably tell me now, don't drop an album, right? Like, but I want to fucking drop an album, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I think that's really important for people to just follow your vision, execute that shit really to the T, which I literally did on this album, just in every aspect. And so I'm just hella proud about it, and I think that like anybody that does this for real would relate and understand that, like, when you really go that hard, then it's going to make it all that much better when it's received by people, you know? But yeah, you got to put in that work too, and like the music is just step one, so the content is really where you got to treat just the same way you treat the music. Like, I'm more focused on the content, so I kind of switched to this now, But there's a lot of creative people out there that music is what they love to do, and that's all. And it's like, it's hard. So, you know, speaking to you guys, it's like you gotta focus on the content or come and find good people like us that help and do that kind of shit and really prioritize it, you know, because it's probably the most important marketing tool now is just content.
It is. So I gotta ask you though
Mm-hmm.
about the fit that you got on right now, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the outfit. This definitely it's a little bit new for you, right? I feel like it's like like I've been saying, a cool, contemporary, very like modern, up to date version of Pofsky. Like,
Yeah.
you know, even as we were mentioning earlier, like you can kind of go through the eras of Pofsky music wise, but even fashion wise too. You know,
Yeah.
it'd be a cool thing to put in a magazine. But
For surely.
tell us about the fit. I know Damien had a big part in styling you, right?
Yeah, man, a lot of dope shit going on right now. Shout out to Damien again for styling me and getting that right. Basically, you already know I'm rocking that center seeking Leatherman. You feel me? Yeah, shout out to Peter over there at Center Seeking. Like, that's real family. At this point, he's blessed me with a lot of stuff, and we definitely are building something dope together here in this building. So this was a gift from him actually for the album, which has just caught me off guard. I almost dropped a tear yesterday in this bitch.
That's so fire.
I know, I couldn't believe it, man. Thank you, Peter, for real. Center Seeking for motherfucking life, bruh. Once I get Underground tatted, then I'll get Center Seeking tatted after that. But yeah, and then basically, shout out to Twizzy too in the building, man. Illegal Business family, feel me? Going crazy, LV Recording Studio. But yeah, Damien got me right on the fit. Otherwise, I had to throw my little touch on there from Peter. But you feel me? Yeah, Eminent is a new upcoming brand in LA. Shout out to homie Buddha. I've been seeing it, like seeing Wally, Kalen wear it. Q, I see him wearing it.
Okay.
Like just seeing it around, just how I started seeing Center Seeking before I got up on it. And I'm like, oh, that's fly. And then, of course, Damien's making his tables, doing his art direction and everything. And what do you know? He got me styled for, not even for the cover. Shout out to the homie Licks, who styled me for the album cover in Tears of Joy. But yeah, rocking the Eminent, rocking the boots. That's hella different for me, I ain't gonna lie. We thugging it, you feel me? Bandana rhinestoned out. So I like putting shit over my head with the hat. I've always fucked with that, a towel or something. But the rhinestone bandana is tough with the stones, man. Little wallet chain busting. Feel me?
Super fire. I definitely fuck with it. You and Damien went ham for real on it.
Come on, good looking.
Something that's cool to me that like you always do is like you always like support local when it comes to clothing a lot. Like sometimes you'll rock some more mainstream national stuff, whatever. But like Center Seeking, Illegal Business, Eminent, Tears of Joy, these are all like local stuff, right?
Yeah.
Why has that always been like important to you? Why do you like making like those connections and really like locking in with like local LA brands?
Yeah, I like to wear like just shit that's not everybody's wearing, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course I see things that I want and I get it, you feel me? Or if I don't have it, I'll probably get it one day if I really want it, you know what I'm saying? Like Bape, for example, got some fly ass shit, like different things that I like, you know? But I think that there's just something cool to being like, damn, like that's a 101, you know what I'm saying? Or damn, like that shit, where he get that, or that shit is just
what
like,
is that?
what the fuck is that shit? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That shit is different. And like Center Seeking, Illegal Business, like now we're like literally in partnerships with them. So like I love rocking they shit just because like it's just like repping the home team kind of feel, you know what I'm saying? And Center Seeking shit is just crazy fire, like more fire than most of these fucking brands out here anyways, like, you feel me? And they hooking it up and getting some dope shit.
Pants, the shorts,
yeah, I
the
mean,
jackets,
I could be
the shirt,
yeah,
they
I could
probably
be
have all these other things.
I got boxers from him. I just seen he promoting socks, literally everything. And he do funny shit too. He make like a little lunchbox he gave GM. You feel me? Like just Center Seeking is like a lifestyle brand, like a Chrome Hearts, you feel me? And so I just see the potential too in like these brands. And like, for example, my boy Licks, like Tears of Joy, that shit, it definitely is going crazy for real. And it's going to keep going even crazier. And like one of these brands is going to be the next thing, you know? I remember hearing about Chrome Hearts 10 years ago, bro. Like Sean Gomelsky put me onto that shit right when I was coming out of high school. And it was like still popping. Like they still had mad stores and everything. But now Chrome Hearts is like the biggest thing in the world. Yeah. So it take a lot of time for this shit, you know what I'm saying? But I like to I like to develop things. I like to see things from the ground, and I like to be a part of stuff that's coming up, you know, and have an eye for it, and put other people on. I like to see GM rocking center seeking crazy. I like to see Chop rocking center seeking, all the homies. You feel me?
It's
So
cool.
yeah,
It is
Mr.
really cool.
Mushies. I'm rocking their jerseys. Feel
Shout
me?
out Mr. Mushy. I know it's
No
pretty
cap.
dope that we do know like a lot of just cool brands that just have these sick clothing lines and really doing
Yeah.
cool creative things, you know?
It's like if you know, you know. Like OT Genesis in that fucking jersey. Like stop fucking playing with me, bro.
For real.
Feel
Rich
me?
the Kid, bro.
Yeah, mad people in that jersey. Mad people in these Lettermans, like Leathermans. I can never say that right.
A lot of people.
Lettermans?
I think it's a letter.
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 Letterman.
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 But when you said Leatherman earlier, I was like, maybe that if they have the leather sleeves, then
I know.
who's to say they're not called Leathermans?
It's crazy. Now I'm finna get canceled in the fashion world. That's what it is.
So with UTTM, 8 songs is a big push right now from the Pofsky camp, right? What would you say is, you know, expectations, big song, big feature, Zaytoven, but maybe to somebody who hasn't checked out the album yet, what would be 1, 2 songs that you would direct them to really start with here?
Yeah, I really like intentionally put One Time first just because it's my favorite song. I think it's one of the best songs on the project. So really One Time I would recommend somebody to just listen to, like just listen to that bitch in order. One Time, Sexpectations, Decisions. Those are like just 3, just back to back to back. Always been used like a little different. It's more upbeat. It doesn't have any live instrumentation. That's the only song that doesn't have any live instrumentation on it. So it's an interesting record for real, for real. And then yeah, Pressure, Planet Love, These Days, Outro. I mean, it's all vibes. It really kind of just go in order, I feel, of how you need to hear it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure people are gonna have different favorites. I've already heard the camp talking about different favorites.
So far about favorites?
Sexpectations, definitely a big favorite from a lot of people, which I'm glad to hear. I hope they're not just gassing me because it's Zay, you know. Like I really hope they like the song, you know. Which I think they do. Pressure is a sleeper. Decisions is a sleeper. One Time, like I said. I've heard people say These Days. I've heard people say Planet Love. I've heard pretty much all of them, literally, at that point. You know what I'm saying?
That's good. I'm a big fan of that outro, too,
yeah.
like I was saying.
Good looking. Yeah, we just cut that the other day, you know what I mean? So that shit's fresh. Like, I'm excited for more people to hear it, start to pull up on the homies, like, all the DJs and just different executives and artists and people that I know that I want to pull up with now that this project is done and just like play it for them and kind of figure out where my home's going to be at for this project, you know? I'm just thrilled. 22 minutes, it's just like an easy listen, you know?
That's very good. Well, there's a lot of great, exciting things coming up for us for the end of the year from this project.
For real.
I'm excited to just experience the release of it and everything.
Yeah.
You've teased, you mentioned, you know, release event or, you know, a live band.
Yeah.
What else can you tell us about that? I know that I've asked you before about like, where would you want to do that? And I know some general ideas, but
yeah.
now at this point, still a few, you know, couple months out really from it being, but what can you tell us about how that's kind of coming along, what your vision is for that?
Yeah. I really want to do it at just like an upscale venue, you know what I mean? Something that feel nice, something that feel elegant. I would let it just be in a tux, you know what I mean, up there. Like really player shit. Like I actually just went and saw Nas for my birthday with a live orchestra, which I've been wanting to do forever.
What was he wearing?
He was wearing a suit or a tux, yeah.
Nice.
100%. Whole band, feel me, was wearing that. So it was really like some Vegas player shit. Like that was like the ultimate way to do something like that. You know what I mean? So it was really cool to experience that and take certain things from the way he did it and kind of the way I can structure the show and maybe start it slower and end it more fun. Yeah.
Maybe even this installation, right?
Definitely
something cool like this.
Yeah. This could be there. You feel me? You might be able to take some pictures in this and catch a vibe for the album process creation through the magazine. You know what I'm saying? If you get a magazine for this album, there's going to be access to other music that didn't make the album. So I don't even know exactly how I'm going to do that. I might have it be a link that I just keep throwing new stuff in and out of whatever. Or I might just load it up with 10 songs and this is that. But I'm definitely going to give y'all some unreleased exclusivity, you know, for coming to that thing. So
That's fine.
it's gonna
That's
be
really
fun.
sick.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to just really seeing the album out, experiencing the release. The magazine as well is going to be epic. You know, it's
For real.
we've done some of these kind of one-off custom mags, but really not a ton, and never obviously for you, really in that internal team. What are just your goals right now? As we haven't really done a ton of the mag at this point. What do you kind of hope the mag ends up really being, and what's the impact you're hoping to get with this magazine?
Yeah, really just like highlighting my career so far and just really putting me in the light of just a superstar, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like from the way I'm dressing to the way I'm just putting it all together, the whole rollout. Like this, it can't be anything average, you know? So, and it's not, you know, from the whole set design to the music to the magazine, everything, the show, it's not average at all. So it's just like, yeah, you know, I think that my goals are just really to highlight some of the different things I've done, to touch back on tour, the Novo, like you said, you know, Kalen show, Blue Buck show. Um,
And every step of the way, what is cool, even before we started working together, like you've been documenting all this.
yeah,
We have photos to pull from every show. You know, we
Yeah.
have a lot of cool things. Like aside from just new content to put in there, like you've always done a good job at really just making sure you get photos, videos, all this stuff.
yeah, a lot of throwback stuff I think could be cool, even if it's in the rollout of the album. I remember I dropped a song called Long Run with Casey, and like part of our rollout for that was just talking about how it's been a long run. So really just doing a lot of throwback stuff. And it did really well for me, people seeing me at that age, you know,
Yeah.
no facial hair, rapping my ass off, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, bro. So I think that doing a lot more throwback stuff and highlighting all that old content in like the social media, in the different videos, and then also in the magazine, like highlighting my styles, like we said over the years. I used to wear a lot of jumpsuits and tracksuits and shit, and I still do, but like, yeah, just trying to take it up a notch, you know what I'm saying, in the whole way. So
We need like a fashion through the years with Pofsky
yeah,
and this mag.
that's mandatory.
We need that.
And yeah, just a good special thanks. I feel like I got so many people I just want to fucking thank for being a part of this. Shout out to the homie Eric, who's like pretty much grown to just be our assistant at this point. I mean, holding it down with a lot of great things, super helpful.
Producer
man.
of our live stream.
Yeah, feel me? So many great people that I just want to be like, just take a second to really be thankful for. And I took, you know, the time to reach out to everybody personally and thank them. It's like, this shit means a lot, just kind of working with somebody for this long to like see through a vision, like especially people that are like really, really in it with like Chxp, for example, you know, like they really are treating this like it's their own. And yeah, I'm grateful for everybody, grateful for you for being a part of this and allowing me to be a part of your original vision, you know what I'm saying? And now we just taking it to a whole nother level. And like, I feel like that's what I was here to do with you, is like, just, you brought underground to life, and then I'm finna just take it to the mainstream.
Let's get it, bro.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
a great place to end it, dude. Underground to the mainstream.
Facts.
Go check it out for real. This is gonna be really awesome. This is a great, just highlighted, documented part that we'll be able to look back on this interview,
Exactly.
which is really cool. Like I said, it's the first interview that we've ever really done on camera, one-on-one ever. So I appreciate you, dude, for real.
Hell yeah. Where you want to see us in a couple years? I'm curious. Like underground, come on. What do you see? Like, what's the next step for underground? Like the next step.
I would see really where I want to see us in like 2 years, 3 years is really working with a ton of artists, right? Like, you know, people see who we work with, you know, shout out people like LA Skywalker, Get Rich Tay, Mike Ease, Princess B, Young Sella, Young Curry. The list could go on and on for real. But these are people that like have really grown to trust us, really work with us on a consistent basis, really help spread underground in a great way. And like, I already know that we're just at 10% capacity of the artists that we could be working with, we could be helping. I would love for underground to really be like just seen as, if you're trying to get started in music in LA, or even just pick up your career at any point and get that boost, I want it to just be 20 times more known and 20 times more impactful. And for our days to just be like, dealing with, shout out Dev, shout out S Don. We have a few people on the team. I would love our team to be bigger, you know, and just really just be more of a certified business that has employees. Like right now, at the time of filming this, we have technically what, 2 full-time employees, if you could say, if me and you even really count. I think we count as full-time employees. I'd love, like, for 2 years, 3 years, whenever it really needs to be, to just have those employees and really be like helping people feed their families through our stuff, you know. And like,
yeah, for real.
I think that we, just like with your music, we've built the foundation. It's here. Like right now, like we finally got like these 2 layers of boxes up, you know, which is the hardest ones. And now we just skyrocketing it from there. And like, so we really are, like, it's really cool that the Underground to the Mainstream album is called that it touches on those themes, and it's coming out right now. Cause I think that like, this is the time in our business that we are starting to mature and grow as business people, as owners. And it's all really kind of coordinating right now, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Shit, I want to see us own a building in a couple years. I want to see in like 3 to 5 years max. I want to see us own a building. I want to see us have a full staff. I want to see us just working with hundreds of artists and just really overseeing it on another level. I want to see us traveling more. I want to see us freaking start another base in another place. I just want to see us expand too, and I know what we're capable of, bro. And like at 28 years old, both of us, like we've done a fucking crazy good job, and now it's just our time to take it up. And like I firmly believe like whether it's the music my music could go first or the business could go first, but they're both gonna keep helping each other and both keep going up, and just, you feel me? Lots to look forward to, bro. So
there is. Well, congrats to you on the album. I know it's been a long time coming, for real. It's a big moment. I hope that the rest of the year finishes strong, and you and us, we just start going into 2026 in just a hard way, you know, and just really get it cracking. But congrats on the album. Underground to the Mainstream. At Pofsky3 is where people can follow you, right?
Yes, sir.
Any other closing words? I know you got a ton of people that you could thank, but any other closing words for you?
I want to say, just thank you to my closest people. My girlfriend, Morgan, I love you. I really appreciate everything you do for me in our relationship. Really inspired the album, honestly. You know what I'm saying? The album topic is really love and just becoming more mature and just, you know what I mean? Really kind of realizing what's important in life and stuff like that as you get older, and being together for 5 plus years now is a big milestone. So I'm really proud of us, and I love you a lot, Morgan. I'm glad that we could do what we've done. And my mom and dad for helping me and just being in my corner and always telling me that I could do everything I'm doing now and never shitting on my dreams and shit, you know? So and I appreciate you again for just allowing me to be involved with this shit and trusting my vision, and now fucking look at where we are, man. So UTTM, man, Underground of the motherfucking Mainstream. That's what it is.
We lit.
Feel me?
Well, Pofsky, I
brother.
Appreciate you. Shout out Dev for holding
Shout out
it down
to Dev,
for real.
man. No cap.
Once again, Andrew Mason. We're here with Pofsky inside the Underground Studios, LA. Check out UTTM. Tap in with Underground. We're getting lit, man. Let's go.
Let's go, man. Gas.